I can take the dick off the table based upon my standard. You aren't gonna get hold of this dick if you ain't being the woman I need you to be. You need to realize that you need to cook, clean. You gotta understand that you're not the only woman. And if you can accept that, that's fine. That's just the beginning, because you gotta work hard for me, because I work hard for me. So that means if you get with me, it's not gonna be easy street, because I need to be satisfied, because it ain't no happy wife, happy life bullshit. It's happy Steve, happy Steve.
Being strong with self, understanding who you are, is the biggest defense to bitch ass weak men.
And there's no excuses for the men not to be strong. But see, there's so many forces, and then so many men are embracing weakness.
I can't stand weak men. Like I don't like to talk to them. It's hard for me to talk to these losers. I've always been a winner at the winner's table.
You know, I believe it's a sin to impregnate a woman who can't raise a child, you know, or impregnate a woman who's not fit to be a mother. And I think we have a responsibility in what we see today in these weak ass little feminine boys.
I can't tell another man what to do, but I can't dress feminine. I can't wear nail polish. It's just something that I can't do. Why? Because if I'm walking down the street and somebody's having trouble with a flat tire, I want them to feel that they can come to me and ask me, hey man, could you help me out with this? Because those are the type of things that a man will help out with. So I need to look like a man so they can know where to come for help.
Yeah, it is such a thing as toxic masculinity in the minds of bitch ass motherfuckers.
Talk about masculinity, assertiveness, authenticity, transparency. How can a guy who's straight up and honest with what he does be toxic?
If the media can train you to think something bad about it, you hear the word and you want to instantly have a certain reaction. You stop thinking, you start feeling. And when people learn to think and feel and not think through their feelings, that's when they can evaluate a person holistically. And they can say, is this toxic masculinity, or did I just hear something I didn't like? And why did I not like it? And only let me go within myself to see why.
I don't never look at no motherfucker and say, oh, that's a toxic masculine motherfucker. I never ever had, I didn't even know, that was an invented concept from a weak motherfucker that was like, I'm just tired of this motherfucker trying to tell me what to do and bully you over me with this bullshit.
What's going to make you successful is just understanding who you are and getting your mind right and being happy with who you are. That is the thing that's going to really make you successful. Because after you get all the toys, after you get all these things going on, you've had sex with all the women you want to have sex with, you traveled all the places, you're still going to be you, and you're going to always come back to you.
Why do I do this? Why are we even doing this documentary? I want guys to be in the best position possible. There's no way that I'm raising my voice or calling you a bitch ass nigga because I'm trying to hurt your feelings. I'm calling you a bitch ass nigga because you're doing bitch ass nigga shit. And if you continue doing bitch ass nigga shit, you're going to end up in bitch ass nigga situations. You get what I'm saying? So when I call you a bitch ass nigga, trust me, it's because I love you.
Game Kings 2, The Definition of Man, is out right now. Click the link below or go straight to masculineidentity.com to get your copy today. Still ain't getting women? Really? Come on, son. You need to go to badboymembership.com and step up your game. What's up, y'all? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game, and I'm telling you that if you really want to attract beautiful women, you need to go to badboymembership.com. This is where you get 45 through 90-minute step-by-step dating advice tutorials every month. Just sign up, follow the advice, and you'll get the women you want. Go to badboymembership.com. That's badboymembership.com. It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game, and I want to tell you about my documentary, Game Kings, The Definition of Game, starring myself, the Boss Mac Top Soil, Rosebud, Ron Wills, Miles Cunningham, and much more. In this documentary, you're going to learn about confidence, manhood, attracting women, and the definition of the game. To get this documentary, go to MrLocario.com.
Some people think you need a sports car to get what you want. Some people think you need $1 million. Some people think you need looks, status. The only thing you need is what they can't get unless they come straight to you. And that's your identity. Join the Masculine Identity membership today. MasculineIdentityMembership.com. Masculine Identity Soap. This luxurious, quality, high lather, high moisturizing, all natural bar soap has been handcrafted with care and consistency to provide a quality cleansing experience for self-care, focus, and productivity. Specially formulated for cold showers. Stay clean, gentlemen. Masculine Identity Soap.
Click the links below to get private one-on-one coaching sessions with Mr. Locario or Miles Cunningham to step up your game. These coaching sessions are designed to help you with your specific needs in the dating game. So make sure you click the links below right now so that you can step up your game today. Yo, we here. What's poppin'? What's poppin'? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to my lovely lady, April MC in the building. Shout out to April MC. Shout out to Wicked Scorpion, Dukalex, Max Julian in the building, Steve-O Baby, Beloved, Charlie Kiefer in the building, Frankie Shy, Demetrius, what's going on? Who else we got up in here? Shout out to Dukalex in the building. What's good with your fam? Dan Frank in the building. What's good with your man? Appreciate you tuning in. Shout out to Chris in the chat. J Bird got game. Beloved in the building. Joe Blast in the motherfucking building. Joe Blast in the building. Who else we got up in here? My dude Scales Fitness in the building. Olafemi was popping with you. Kobe Lean is in the building. Kobe Lean, what's good? Shout out to who else we got up in here? Shout out to Cope Approach in the building. It's Cope Approach. Corey 2S in the building. What's going on with your man? Appreciate you tuning in. Limitless was popping with you. So real quick before we start, they're having like a party in this building. So if y'all hear stuff in the background, that might be that. But this microphone is very, very good. So you might just hear me. So I just want to let you know if you're hearing some oots in the background. You feel what I'm saying? So shout out to them too. But today, guys, we're gonna be talking about how you need to have zero expectations when dating women. You feel what I'm saying? Make sure you do that. But before we get into all of that, though, y'all already know what it is. Y'all already know what it is that we got to do. We must do it because it is very important for you guys to go to CunninghamElements.com to get your shit popping. Get the Masculine Identity Soap. Get the Parfum. Go to go to CunninghamElements.com to get your joints. You feel what I'm saying? Cunningham Elements. Make sure you go there. Also, make sure that you guys go to, hold on, let me get this shit popping right here. Let me get this shit going so that you guys can go here and make sure that you guys go to shoplocario.com. Make sure you go to shoplocario.com. Get what men wish they knew about women. Hidden gems about dating you don't know but should. Myself and April, we lace out with the game in this program, so make sure you get this. Also, go get your online dating consultation at shoplocario.com. If you guys are not on this online dating consultation, you guys are slipping and sliding. Also, make sure you guys get the massive game collection, Master the Vetting Process, How to Have Sex with 2 Women a Day, audiobook and ebook. Also get Looks Don't Matter ebook, the massive our Master the Approach of Women in 30 Days or Less audio program, plus all the other stuff on shoplocario.com. Now, make sure that you guys also go to masculineidentitymembership.com so you guys can join the Masculine Identity Membership and you can get on the Zoom calls with Miles every Monday. You feel what I'm saying? Make sure you guys do that and get that going. And also make sure that you guys go to, let me show you right here. Go to badboymembership.com. You can check out the new program, 10 Irrefutable Laws of the Game. Right now on the Bad Boy membership. So make sure you guys go and get that cracking ASAP, get that right now and get that going. You feel what I'm saying? So make sure that you guys go and get that. And also, last but not least, we got to show y'all this because all of y'all need to be on this website right here. Let me get this popping real quick. Make sure that you guys go to patreon.com/Mr. Locario. Make sure you guys do that. Make sure you guys do it. Go to patreon.com/Mr. Locario so that you guys can get on the Bad Boy Show. And we do this show every week. We just dropped a new podcast, which is called How to Choose Better Women. This one right here is so fire. If you are not checking this out, you are slipping and sliding. So make sure that you guys go to patreon.com, check this out, plus all the other hundreds of stuff right there. We got exclusive stuff too on the Patreon, like this one right here, 3 ways to get sex within 24 hours, advanced game. I'm telling y'all, you need to get up on that. You need to get up on that. That's the higher tier one though. If you want that, you got to get on the higher tier joints to get that cracking. You understand what I'm saying? But make sure that you guys go to, patreon.com/Mr. Locario to get that cracking and get that going. You feel what I'm saying? So make sure you guys get that popping out here in these streets. All right. So, guys, call the number is 844-672-7300. 844-672-7300 is the number. So make sure you guys hit up that number and call up so we could get it going. If you have a question, put a Q in the chat and we will get to your question and we will make that happen. All right. So let's talk about today's topic. Having zero expectations when dating women. Now, this is very, very important for you guys to understand about having zero expectations. So what does that mean? That means that when you guys are out here, right, you should not expect anything when you're dealing with women. Anything. Don't expect anything from women. Don't expect women to do a certain thing. Don't expect women to, make you, let's say, for example, or I should say this, don't expect women to cooperate. Don't expect women to be uncooperative. Don't expect anything. You understand what I'm saying? Don't expect a goddamn thing. And the reason why you don't want to expect anything is because when you expect things, then what you're going to do is you're going to disappoint yourself and those things that you expect don't happen. Right. And you got to understand this is that when you're dealing with women, when you're talking to women, when you're out here dating them, when you're trying to hook up with them or whatever, right? Understand that anything could happen. You understand? Anything could happen. Anything could go a certain way. And you may not know what's going to happen as you're doing what you're doing right now. When it comes to the game, there are certain things that you can see that would kind of be predictable because you're like, okay, I usually do this and then this happens. I can see certain patterns and these things go down. But even with that, there still is unpredictability when it comes to you dealing with women, right? And so what happens is that you end up disappointing yourself or getting frustrated or upset because you have these expectations of women, right? So when you guys are out here, planning dates, if let's say, for example, you say, you know what, I want to go out to get drinks with this chick. You plan the date and then she flakes. Now you were expecting her to come through for the dates. Now that she didn't come through to the date, now you're upset, you're frustrated, you're angry, right? you were expecting to hook up with a chick, today. And then the chick hits you up in the morning talking about, oh, hey, I'm so sorry. I'm feeling sick. Can we do it another day or whatever it is like that, right? You're expecting this chick who's been cooperating for the past month or so to keep being cooperative, but then what you realized was that the chick is now being uncooperative. You see what I'm saying? And so the thing I'm telling you is don't expect anything, because what happens is that anything could happen, right? For example, a lot of guys even expect women to be with them forever. Don't expect a woman to be with you forever. I don't care how good the relationship is. I don't care how much she says she loves you. Don't expect it. You understand what I'm saying? So the thing is this. When you're dealing with women, right, you want to make sure that the chicks that you're dealing with are following your lead and they're cooperating. What I'm telling you is don't expect it. So if the woman decides not to cooperate and not to follow your lead, all you do is get rid of her, right? But you should not be sitting there expecting her to follow your lead, right? So when we talk about you guys only dealing with women who are cooperative, we are not saying for you to expect a woman to be cooperative. We're saying that you pay attention to see if she is cooperative. And if you see that she's cooperative, then you continue to deal with her. You understand what I'm saying? And so the problem is that a lot of you guys, April's like she expects it forever. Shout out to April. See, what happens is a lot of you guys, what you do is that you expect the chick to be consistent, right? And sometimes the woman will be consistent, which is cool. If she's being consistent, then cool, let's continue this and, we can make this happen, right? But if she is inconsistent, then you got to let her go because she's being inconsistent, she's being uncooperative, right? But the thing is that when you were expecting her to stay consistent because she's been consistent, then you're setting yourself up for disappointment. Right? Because what happens is this, your mindset a lot of times when you guys have this expectation is that you meet women and then you think that the woman that you really like or that you're really interested in or that you really have feelings for, you think that she's different, right? You're like, oh, my girl would never do this. The girl I'm with isn't like these other girls. The girls that I'm dealing with isn't going to be doing this, right? And then the problem is that when you have that sort of thought, when you have that idea, you're basically taking the chick that you're interacting with and then you're putting her on a pedestal. And then you have this expectation that she's going to be a certain way. And then when she's a different way, you feel some type of way when that happens. But see, that happened because you had expectations. But when you have no expectations, right, then what happens is that you can fully enjoy the situation with the woman without being attached to any one particular thing and expecting it to go a certain way. You understand? So shout out to K Zag, and he says, enjoy it until it's not enjoyable anymore. You understand what I'm saying? And so the problem is that a lot of you guys, what you do is that you're enjoying the situation, but then you have expectations on where it's going to go. And then when it doesn't go that direction, you're pissed off, you're angry, you're frustrated, and you're mad. See, the whole red pill, for example, is a bunch of guys who are frustrated because they had expectations. You see what I'm saying? They had these expectations. And then what happens is that when what they expected didn't happen, then they want to, be like, oh, well, these women are hypergamous. They're monkey branching. She's not yours. It's just your turn. Right. So they got to have all of these catchphrases and things to try to rationalize it and explain it. But see, the only explanation for all of this, right, is that you got to understand that nothing in this situation is guaranteed. You understand? So when you're dealing with women, you have to have the understanding that nothing is guaranteed. When you understand that nothing is guaranteed, then you don't have any expectations. When you don't have any expectations, you can just chill and enjoy the moment, right? Because this is the thing. Even when we talk about vetting women, right? When you're vetting women is not this thing where you're controlling the outcome of the situations, right? You're not controlling anything. All vetting is that you are teaching a woman how to be with you. And if that woman is interested, she's going to cooperate the entire way through. But it is up to her to be cooperative, right? But you're not controlling her cooperation. But at the same time, while all this is happening, you're vetting the girl, she's being cooperative or whatever it is like that. Don't have the expectation that just because she was cooperative today, that means she's going to be cooperative tomorrow. You see what I'm saying? But see, when you forget about not having expectations and you start having expectations, what you do is that you set yourself up for disappointment because you start slacking. You see what I'm saying? You start lacking. You start being on some shit where you start to believe that you're in a special situation. You start to believe that the rules don't apply to you. Oh, but Locario, my girl's different. She would never. Locario, I don't know what you're talking about. She would never. You feel what I mean? But again, your girl would. But the reason why you don't know that your girl would is because you have expectations that she wouldn't. You see what I'm saying? This is very, very important for you guys to understand. A lot of heartbreak, frustration, and anger when it comes to relationships is because of the expectations you had, right? You expected to smash that chick that you took out to dinner and you took out a few times. It didn't happen. You was expecting the girl that you loved to stay with you forever. It didn't happen. You expected, to end up being with this chick that you really like. It didn't happen. You understand what I'm saying? And see, the funny part is the opposite also happens too sometimes, is that you may expect something not to happen and then it does. You see what I mean? So some of y'all will be in situations where you didn't expect the woman to say yes when you tried to make something happen with her. You say, hey, let me get your number. You were just doing it as a formality. And then she said yes. And you were like, oh shit, like really? I didn't even expect that. And it just happened. You see what I'm saying? So there's certain things that you don't expect to happen that do, and there's certain things you do expect to happen that don't. You see what I'm saying? But the thing is that if you are dating with expectations, you're always going to lose. I'm gonna say it again. When you're dating with expectations, you're always going to lose. And I'm gonna tell you why you're going to lose. This is really simple. The reason why you're going to lose when you have expectations is because most of your expectations of what's supposed to happen is based on you being conditioned by society and women of what's supposed to happen. Let me cook for a second. See, the reason why you're going to lose and be disappointed is because your expectations, they're basically formed by society and women. You being conditioned. What are you talking about, Locario? So what I'm saying is this, is that part of the expectations you have is because you're moving based on what you think you're supposed to do. I take the girl on 3 dates, and on the 3rd date, I'm supposed to smash, right? You're expecting to smash on the 3rd date because you were told, well, you got to take a woman out on 3 dates, get to know her, do all this other stuff. And then by the 3rd date, you're going to have sex. Then you get on the 3rd date, right? You don't end up having sex. Why? Because she tells you, oh, I just don't feel it. I feel like we're, we should just be friends. I just don't feel that spark and all that other stuff. Now you're disappointed. You understand what I'm saying? Now you're tight. Now you're upset, right? Because a lot of your expectations were formed based on your conditioning, right? So you met this woman, y'all started dating, y'all became boyfriend and girlfriend, and now you got married, right? Your expectation was that, oh, my wife would never cheat. What are you talking about? My wife has to get to know a guy before she even has sex, because when we got together, she had to get to know me for a little while. She's not just going to have sex with a random dude. That's crazy. That's not going to happen. My woman would never cheat on me. So your expectation is that she's never going to cheat. But you think that because you've been conditioned by society and women. Because society tells you that, oh, men are dogs. Men are the ones that cheat. Men are, so hungry for sex. They're animals out here. And women are like, oh, I got to get to know a guy and I'm a sapiosexual and all this other stupid shit. So now you expect her to not cheat. So now when you're with your wife and she does cheat, it just throws you for a loop. You're like, oh my God, how did this happen? I never expected this. You see what I'm saying? I never expected this, right? See, You think that because a girl's smiling in your face, she gave you the number, she's talking to you on the phone, right? She's going back and forth with you. You expect that, oh, we're going to have sex. She likes me, right? Because if a woman likes you, she's going to return your calls and she's going to talk to you on the phone and she's going to go out on a date with you. And, she's going to give you all of this energy and attention. So of course, sex is right around the corner and you do all that stuff and you still don't have sex. Why? Because the chick wasn't really into you. She was using you for attention, but you were conditioned to think that, oh, sex is right around the corner because the girl is giving me attention. The girl is, she gave me her number, right? Some of y'all, you'll give a girl your number or you'll exchange numbers with a chick. You text her or call her and she don't return your call or she doesn't return your text. And you're like, man, why didn't this girl, why'd she take my number if she's not going to return my call or text, right? See, you had the expectation that because she gave you the number, that she was going to respond, that she was interested in you, that she liked you. You see how dangerous having expectations are? Because what you're doing is you're basically setting yourself up for disappointment because you think just because one thing happened, you're expecting the other thing to happen. You see what I'm saying? And a lot of times you don't realize why the one thing happened in the first place. And this is why you're confused about why the thing you expected to happen didn't. You're like, oh, I don't understand. Like I gave her my number. We exchanged numbers. I texted her to try to set up a date and she just left me on red. I don't understand. Well, you don't understand because you don't realize that girl was using you for attention. And you thought she gave you the number because she was interested in you. And because you thought she was interested in you, you expected to see her again. So what I'm telling you guys is you have to have zero expectations when dating women. Zero. Listen, I don't care. Look, I don't care how much a woman is, showing you or telling you how much she likes you. You understand? Have zero expectations. See, the thing is, there are certain things, certain pointers that show that it's going in the direction that she's actually interested in you. It's going in the direction that sex might happen, right? Or is most likely to happen. But it doesn't mean that it's going to happen. I remember, I think this is on, I think this was Star, the Star in the Morning Show. He said this joke years ago. I'm probably gonna fuck it up, but I've talked about this before, but shout out to him. I think he said, it was like, what's the definition of, indefinitely? Right. And so the answer was when your balls are hitting her ass, you're in definitely. You feel what I'm saying? So now, I say that to say, the only time you're going to know really when, if sex is going to happen is when sex is happening. You understand what I'm saying? So you'd be like, oh, how do you know if a chick wants to have sex with you? You're having sex with her. That's how you know she wants to have sex with you. You understand what I'm saying? How do you know sex is going to happen, Locario? When y'all are having sex. That's the actual answer. Now, are there things that could make it most likely? Are there signs that make it most likely sex will happen? Absolutely. But you understand, don't expect it to happen just because this is going on right here. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of times, guys, they get confused and they get, frustrated because remember, there's this expectation that you have based on what's happening now. And I'm telling you guys, if you sit here thinking that, oh, just because I got her number, that means I'm going to see her again. Just because we went on a date, that means I'm going to smash. Just because I smashed, that means I'm going to smash again. Have zero expectations. You understand what I'm saying? See, a lot of you guys, you think that because you had sex with a woman and you pounded the shit out that pussy, like she was coming 47 times and it was, oh my God, and all this other stuff. And then you never hear from this woman again. See, you expected to hear from this woman again based on the fact that you thought you did a good job in bed. Now, sometimes what can happen is the reason why you don't hear from her again is because, let's say, for example, she was cheating on her man and she just wanted to have sex with that night. So you're not going to hear from her again, right? It could be a situation where she felt like she regretted it after the fact and she doesn't want to see you again because she's embarrassed or whatever the fuck it is, right? There's all of these reasons. You have some mental issues or whatever the fuck is going on in her situation. You don't see her again because some other shit happened in her life or whatever. Who the fuck knows, right? But what I'm saying is that you have to enjoy the moment, but don't have any expectations afterwards. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of you guys, what you do is that you guys will sometimes plan how to interact with a woman based on what you expect to happen later. You understand? So for example, you might be in a situation where you are, let's say, on a first date with a girl and you're sexually attracted to her, she's sexually attracted to you, but you're too scared to make a move to make sex happen, right? Then what you say is, you know what? You'd be like, man, you know what? I'm not gonna smash tonight. Even though you could smash tonight, you're like, you know what? Look, I'll save that for later. Let me save it for next week. And guess what? Next week never comes as far as you and her getting together to smash. See, you expected, because the date was going so good, that you were going to be able to see the woman next week. You thought, oh yeah, she's definitely going to see me next week because this date is so good. She's feeling me, bro. Right? So you expect to see her next week. Next week comes, you could say to her, yo, let's get together next week. She's like, yeah, that sounds good. Next week sounds awesome. Next week comes, you hit her up. Yo, we still on for tonight, right? You hear crickets. She gives you an excuse. Oh, I can't make it today. I'm so sorry. Something came up. Or she gives you the long paragraph. Hey, I was thinking, I'm actually looking for something more serious. I'm not really looking for anything casual right now. I'm so sorry. Blah, 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 blah. Right? So now you could have smashed that first date, but you expected to smash the second time you seen her. Right? But remember, there is no guarantees, so you should have zero expectations. You see what I'm saying? I'm telling you, guys, do not expect anything from women. Anything, not a goddamn thing. You understand what I'm saying? Not a goddamn thing. I'm trying to tell y'all. See, the reason why a lot of guys are really frustrated is because of multiple situations where you expected a certain thing to happen that didn't, and now you're just sort of jaded. You're disillusioned. You're like, oh, these women is this and is that. The reason why you feel that way about women is because you have expectations. If you have zero expectations, you would never feel that way. You understand what I'm saying? You would listen, because if you have zero expectations, anything that happens is happening because that's just the way it's supposed to play out and happen. Do you see what I mean? And the thing is that if you don't have these expectations, then you're not going to be frustrated when things happen. You understand? See, it's one thing where you can have, let's say, you might have a preference of, damn, you know what? I would prefer this had happened than that. I get it, right? Because you're like, you know what? Like, I would want this to happen versus this other thing happening. I get it. But what you got to have is the mindset of, I'm not expecting anything, so whatever happens, I accept it. Do you see what I'm saying? This nigga said, play him in Mortal Kombat. You know what's funny about this shit? So I got this shit right here. I really wanted the NBA Jam joint, the big one, but they didn't have it, so I just got this shit. And so I was like, fuck it, let me and Mortal Kombat's not even my favorite shit. My favorite shit's a Street Fighter. That's on the other side of the room. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. But guys, if you want to call up, call the number is 844-672-7300. 844-672-7300 is the number. So call up. So guys, call up. If you have any questions, put a Q in the chat and we'll get to your questions. You feel what I'm saying? So make sure you do that and get that going. Let me see what some of these questions are saying. You say, is there a method to teach one how to avoid expectations, even when one becomes much improved in this, is still a trap that can slip up from time to time? Yeah, that's all I was saying earlier, is that, you say to yourself, you know what? Like, let's say, for example, you set up a date with a chick for the weekend. You're looking forward to the date because you're like, yeah, I want to see what's popping with the chick and see what could go down, right? So in the back of your head, you're like, or I should say, you're you're thinking at the top of your mind, like, yeah, I want to see this chick and I want to see where, things could go if things could go down. But in the back of your mind, you should know that you seeing this woman is not guaranteed, right? So the thing is, you can have both of those thoughts happening simultaneously. Like, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing this, to seeing where this can go. But I also will accept if this does not happen. You understand what I'm saying? You have both thoughts in the situation. Now, what's going to happen is that the more that you are, dealing with women on a consistent basis, right? Then what's going to happen is that because you accept all outcomes and all variables to happen, right? Then when things like that happen, where things that you don't prefer happens, you're not going to feel any type of way, or it's going to not be that big of a deal to you because you've already in your mind understood that was a possibility and you've already accepted it before it even happened. Do you see what I'm saying? That's the thing you got to understand, is that you have to already accept it before it even happens in your own mind, right? And so if you have the understanding already, then when things happen that way, you're already mentally and emotionally prepared. You see what I'm saying? So that's really what it's about. It's about you being prepared and have the understanding that these things could go down. You see what I'm saying? Another thing you got to also understand is this, right? Is that you guys have to stop internalizing the actions that women do and internalizing it and saying, well, she did this because I'm ugly. She did this because I'm not tall enough. She did this because I don't have enough money. She did this because I don't have high status. You got to stop internalizing that bullshit. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of guys do that, where they set up a date with a girl, she flakes. Oh, she flaked because I'm not a Chad. You understand what I'm saying? Like, even though he's been on dates before, he's been on multiple dates before. This is not his first date. He's been on dates before, and he's like, oh, she rejected me because I'm not good enough. I'm not handsome enough. I'm not tall enough, whatever. He'll start to think that. But guess what? The reason why he'll think that a lot of times too is maybe because, for example, this woman was probably one of the hottest women he set a date with. This was the woman that he put on a pedestal. So he didn't even believe he can get that woman. So what happened is that he was thinking that this woman was special. And then when she flaked, right, he feels some type of way about this one in particular flaking. You see what I'm saying? And see, the funny part is that he was actually expecting that to happen. You see what I'm saying? That's the funny part about it. With that particular situation, he was expecting her low key to flake on him because he didn't believe that he could get her. And then what happened is that because it happened, right, he's frustrated because what he actually expected to happen happened, right? Because that's connected to his low self-esteem. You see what I'm saying? And see, the funny part is that let's say the girl didn't flake, but he was expecting her to flake. Then what he expected to happen didn't. But then he ended up going on the date with the woman. He's still going to fuck it up because his mentality is that he expects this woman not to be interested in him. But see, even with all of that, still have zero expectations. You see what I'm saying? Because the reason why I'm telling you I have zero expectations is because sometimes what happens is that the expectations that you have are connected to your insecurity. You're expecting a certain thing to go a certain way, and that certain way is connected to you being insecure. So if you drop the expectation, right, then what you're doing is that you're separating the expectation from your insecurity. You see what I'm saying? So you can work on your insecurities and not be insecure and not attach what you expect to those insecurities. You see what I'm saying? Because the thing is that if you're attaching your expectation to your insecurities, what happens is that when things go a different way, it's still going to fuck up because you still have those insecurities. So like that, let's say that girl does see you on the date that you thought was going to flake on you. You see her, and now because you're putting her on a pedestal and you didn't expect her to want to see you, when you do see her, the insecurity that you have is going to be present in the situation. And then something else is going to happen that you're expecting based on your insecurity. You understand what I'm saying? So the thing is that you guys have to have zero expectations. So you got to understand this shit. Well, let me see what other questions we got on here. You said, you mean to tell me it's a hit or miss thing when it comes to women? Yeah, bro, that's what I'm telling you is there's no guarantees. So yeah, you could see it as a hit or miss thing. I look at it as, a win or learn thing. You feel what I'm saying? I look at it as that. You said, Ms. Locario, I always say to myself that I expect women to be sexually attracted to me because I'm a student of Locario. I also expect her not to be into me because I understand the game. That's some real shit. Because I used to tell dudes, expect affection, but accept rejection, right? And even with that, you still shouldn't have any expectations. That's just basically there to tell you to stop thinking or expecting, like I was just talking about, women to not like you. So if you're going to expect anything, expect the woman to like you or to be attracted to you. But even with that, you want to go even beyond that and have zero expectations. You see what I'm saying? Because the thing is this, you want to see yourself as that guy and understand you're that guy, right? So when you understand that you're that guy, you're going to have women who are attracted to you. So because it's an automatic that you're going to have women that are attracted to you, you don't have to expect it. You understand what I'm saying? See, a lot of times what happens is when you're expecting something, right? Sometimes you're expecting certain things because you believe that the thing that you're expecting is going to happen. Right? Now, what happens with that though is that when you're looking at it on the flip side of, like I was saying with your insecurity, that's a bad thing because what you're going to be doing is you're going to be expecting the bad things to happen or the things that you don't prefer to happen. Right? But when you drop all expectation, right? Then what happens is that you are not putting yourself in the box of expecting things. And then what's going to happen is that because you already are attractive, you have the skill and know how to interact with women, all those things that you were expecting are going to happen as a result of you being that guy anyway. You understand what I'm saying? So that's going to happen automatically. Now, when you're a person who is, let's say, an overthinker, or you're first like getting your feet wet when it comes to all this shit in the game, what you got to understand is that if you're going to expect something, at least expect something on the positive side. You feel what I'm saying? If you're going to do that at all. But the best course of action is to have zero expectations when dealing with women, period. You see what I'm saying? That's the best course of action. But that's more advanced game. You feel what I'm saying? Because it's more advanced to be able to understand all outcomes, right? But not expect any outcome, but accept every outcome. You understand? You understand all outcomes, right? And you can see all the outcomes and you accept whatever. You understand? Meaning that you accept what's going to happen. You see what I mean? The problem is that a lot of guys, what they do is, and which is unfortunate, is that they're like, I see this woman, I'm attracted to her, I'm expecting her to say yes, but then if she does say no, their whole day's ruined. And see, that comes from the expectation. You see what I'm saying? But the thing is this, if you see that attractive woman, right? You say to yourself, she could say yes or no. You understand what I'm saying? And I accept both. So if she says yes, cool. If she says no, cool. But I'm not expecting any of it. I'm not expecting one or the other, right? I understand that both things are possibilities. You understand what I'm saying? I understand that both things are possibilities, but also check this out. If you are confident within yourself and you understand that you are attractive and valuable, right? Her saying yes or no does not matter. Why? Because what happens is that you have the understanding that she could say yes or no. And if she does say no, you understand that there is someone who is as attractive, more attractive than her who will say yes. And you have that understanding because you understand that you're that guy. You understand what I mean? So when you understand that you're valuable, you understand that you have access to all outcomes. You're going to experience all outcomes. So if I'm going to experience yes and no, why am I so afraid to experience no? You understand? Why do I care? You see what I'm saying? Why do I care about the no's when yeses also happen? Shouldn't I embrace the no's? Because there are some no's that it's good that the no happened. See, there's a lot of times that I've been in situations where women said yes and I wish they said no. You see what I mean? But also the fact that they did say yes and I wish they said no, I'm actually glad they said yes because since they did say yes, I had the experience to realize what I didn't like. You see what I'm saying? So all of that, all of what I'm talking about, right? When you really understand it, when you really peel this shit back, right? You're going to see that, hey, you know what? I can actually enjoy myself, enjoy the moments with women, not expect anything, and be able to accept everything. You see what I'm saying? That's going to eliminate your fear of rejection because you accept rejection. That's going to get you to stop hesitating because part of what you do when you hesitate, you're hesitating because you have an expectation of what you think is going to happen. And you're hesitating because you're not sure if the thing you're expecting to happen is going to happen. But when you don't have any expectations, you're like, hey, I'm freely going to do whatever I want to do. You see what I'm saying? But let me see what some more of these questions are saying. You said, would you also say when you're exposed to the game and you're standing on your program, women, you're going to have more situations where you'll have to charge it to the game. Well, yeah, that's going to happen. The tighter your game gets, the more women you're going to have to charge. You understand? So a lot of guys think that when you have game, you're going to get like way more women. You understand what I'm saying? No, you're going to have to charge more women because your standards become higher because you start to understand yourself more, right? So therefore, you're going to have to, this is the thing. In order for you to, and I said this before, simps and tricks are going to get the most women. You understand what I'm saying? Guys who are simps and guys who are tricks are going to always get the most women. And the reason why they're going to get the most women is because guys who are simps and tricks, what they do is that they basically bend to the whim of the woman. So it's a wider net of what they accept from women. You feel what I'm saying? The tighter your game is, what happens is that you expect a woman, or I should say you don't expect, you are looking to see if the woman is cooperating with what you're doing. And so what happens is that you're going to have half the women who are not going to cooperate because they're not interested in you. But then the other half, right? Half of those women are going to be too scared to cooperate because they can't live up to your shit. You feel what I'm saying? We got 570. What's popping? Who this?
Yes, sir. This is Charlie Key from Locario. How you doing?
Charlie in the building. What's going on, fam? What's popping with you, man?
Yeah, not much. Happy almost Easter.
Oh, yeah.
And thanks for taking my call.
All right, so what's going on?
I just want to chime in real quick on this topic because I got a story for you about a lesson I learned about what it relates to the topic about expectations. Mm-hmm. You know, like some years ago, you know, and I just recently learned this lesson, I would say about a year ago, but years ago this happened where I basically hooked up with a woman.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we had sex and it was all good. And I asked her after sex, I said, yo, can I go take a piss? Because I had to take a piss because I was at her house before I take a leave. And she said, sure, go ahead. So I go take a piss and I come back and I can see her like crying. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on, right? So I'm like, yo, did I do something wrong? What's going on here, right? So she's talking to me and she's like looking at herself in the mirror. And I could see her start to cry. And she basically murmurs out the words, I hate my body.
Oh, shit. That's crazy.
And mind you, Locario, this was a woman who my friends were all like, oh, she's bad as fuck, Charlie. Like, how did you pull her? All this other nonsense. You know, she got a fat ass, nice tits, all this fucking shit, right?
Right.
And when I in that moment, what something happened where I was like looking at her and I'm like, how could a woman like who looks like this feel like this, right? But what I was doing in that moment was actually shitty because I was actually putting expectations on how she should behave based on how she looks like.
Right, exactly.
And actually, I wasn't loving her as a person, and I don't mean this to sound all sappy and all that shit, but like I wasn't loving her and seeing her as a human and saying, you know, she could be whoever she is and have this body and still be insecure. I'm over here putting expectations on her. And the reason I was putting expectations on her is because deep down I was putting expectations on how I see myself.
Right.
And so my actions in my mind obviously were, you know, because before this I was like, oh, I can't get baddies or all this other nonsense.
Right.
And the problem with saying that is like, is basically saying that a quote unquote baddie isn't allowed to like you.
Right.
You're putting expectations on her. And it's like, is she not worthy enough to like you? Like, how do you fucking know she likes you or not? Like, you're never going to fucking know.
Right.
Unless you ask her, obviously.
Right.
But it's like, that's one thing I learned in the game is like, it's like I've gotten to a point, Locario, where it's like I don't even want anything anymore. Like, I don't even know if that makes any sense because it's like,
I know what you're talking about, but that's
you know,
that's a whole next level of the shit. But go ahead.
Right. No, I said, you know, what I try to do now, and what I realized from that moment was like, and I don't mean this to like sound like sappy, as in like, oh, I just love enjoying women's company just for the fuck of it. Like, obviously, still want women to do things on my terms and all this other shit.
Right.
But like, I just enjoy the experience. You know what I mean? It's like, what I realized is none of this is it's very deep and not deep at the same time. You know what I mean?
Right.
But anyway, that's a whole nother topic. You know what I mean? But you know, it's like for these guys, like this shit ain't that deep, guys. You know what I mean? I mean, it is get coaching because it is, but at the same time, it's like that you guys put expectations on other people because deep down you put them on yourself. But anyway, I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Right. Now that's real talk.
And like I say with that, and anyway, I'm at another 20, and thanks for taking my call, and shout out to April, shout out to the chat, and happy Saturday.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Charlie. That's what's up. That's what's up, man. Yeah, man. That's real shit. And you know, that's some real shit he said where he doesn't want anything. You see what I'm saying? And so a lot of you guys, you got to understand, a lot of the things that you guys want are usually tied to validation or trying to fulfill a void or trying to, cure your insecurity with the things you want. So meaning like, so for example, right? Like I was talking about, like if a guy set a date with a girl and the girl flaked, right? A lot of guys put so much pressure on that situation because they really want that to happen. They want the date to happen, but they want the date to happen more so for validation than the actual date. So meaning, like I said, let's say it's a girl that you thought was like the hottest girl you ever seen, you know, your extreme ideal type of woman. This woman agreed to go on a date with you. So what happens is that if she flakes, you're upset that she flaked because you really wanted to go on a date and see her. But part of the reason why you're really upset is because her flaking, right, allows you to basically feel the same way you felt about yourself and say, you see, a woman like that would never fuck with me. But see, if she did see you on the date. You would really want to go on the date because you want the validation to think, oh shit, maybe a woman like her would actually fuck with me. You see what I'm saying? So it's deeper than just going on the date and, kicking her because she's, you thought she's pretty. It's you want to prove something to yourself. You understand? That's what you want. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of it is you want to prove something to yourself and you want to be validated, but that all comes from you not feeling whole. You not feeling valuable. So the woman is just basically there to co-sign you so that you can now say, I feel valuable. So she flakes, that means that I am not valuable like I thought I was not valuable. If she meets you on the date, then you say, oh, I must be valuable because she's meeting me on the date. Do you see what I'm saying? But all of that is rooted in you expecting a certain thing to happen. You understand? This is very, very important for you guys to understand. You got to understand the underlying reason as to why you would do a particular thing. You see what I'm saying? See, a lot of times, for example, you might be, supposed to make something happen with a chick and you're expecting to see her and she doesn't text you back or leave you on red. And sometimes what will happen is that a woman, she may have been attracted to you, but her fear of you not really liking her after the fact, her fear of you having sex with her and never calling her again, her fear that you might be just like the last guy she liked, who basically broke her heart. All those things cause her to not text you back. And then your fear of not being enough makes you feel some type of way about that woman not texting you back. So you got two people who their fear is playing off the situation and it's reinforcing the insecurity based on expectation. So she expects you to play her, so she falls back. Because she falls back, you expected her to, you expected her in the beginning to not even return your call because you're like, well, a girl like her wouldn't want me. So now it's this thing that happens because of insecurity. You see what I'm saying? It's fucking crazy. Let me see what some more of these questions are saying. And guys, you can call the numbers 844-672-7300, 844-672-7300 is the number. So, Joel asked, how do you turn off when you have been programmed to have expectations? So this is the thing. So it's not a thing where necessarily about turning it off. It's about being aware of all outcomes. You understand what I'm saying? Being aware of all outcomes, right? So when you're aware of all outcomes, then that means that you can also, on the flip side, have no expectation on the outcome, right? So meaning that if anything could happen, then I don't need to pick something and expect that one particular thing to happen. Because that one particular thing that could happen, right, is lumped in with everything else that could happen. So basically, let's say, for example, there's 10 possible outcomes to a particular situation, right? Having an expectation is saying, I'm going to pick the number one thing and I'm going to ignore all the other 9 things. What I'm telling you is when you have 0 expectations, it's you having the awareness that all 10 outcomes could happen and you pick nothing. So whatever happens, you're like, okay, this happened. I was already expecting it because I expect all outcomes. But when you expect all outcomes, you have 0 expectations. You see what I'm saying? Because if you're quote unquote expecting anything to happen, then you're not expecting any one thing to happen. So then you're not having any real expectations. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's the thing that you got to understand. It's that you have to have the awareness that every and anything could happen. That's the thing. So it's not about like trying to eliminate, the idea of expecting per se. It's more so you have the 0 expectations because you're not looking for any situation to be the thing that happens for you to feel a certain way. You see what I'm saying? So it's like this. The reason why a lot of guys are scared of rejection, right, is because they're expecting rejection to happen, right? And so because they're expecting rejection to happen, right, they're eliminating the not rejection happen. They're eliminating the acceptance. They're eliminating the woman saying yes. Because a lot of guys will go into situations thinking they're already going to get rejected, right? They're expecting that to happen. But what happens is that yes could also happen. You see what I'm saying? Like they totally eliminate yes. So what I'm saying is have the awareness that yes and no could happen, right? But don't expect anything. You see what I'm saying? Don't expect anything, but have the awareness that all of it could happen. So then if the girl does say no, it's like, okay, well, yeah, I guess, whatever. If she says yes, okay, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like it could go either way. But the thing is that at the end of the day too, don't expect things from women, because what happens is that the way that, for example, you guys think, right? And this is you got to understand this. The way that a lot of you guys think is different than how women operate, right? So women are based on how they feel now. Men generally are based on what has happened up until this point. You understand what I'm saying? So meaning that you think that because A, B, and C happened, you're expecting D. You understand what I'm saying? Pause. But you know what I'm saying? You say this happened, this happened, this happened. The next rational, logical step is this other thing, right? For women, it's this happened, this happened, this happened, but I feel this way. So therefore, because I feel this way, I'm going to be all over here. You understand what I'm saying? He said 5 minutes. That's what I'm saying. Like, so expecting anything from the woman is nonsensical, because women move based on how they feel, and their feelings could change at any moment. So then you expecting a certain thing to happen just because these other things happen is ridiculous. This is where a lot of nice guys get caught up, right? Nice guys, what they do is they say, well, I did this nice thing for you. I did this nice thing for you. And I did this nice thing for you. So I'm expecting you to be my girlfriend. I did this nice thing for you. I did this nice thing for you. I did this nice thing for you. So I'm expecting you to have sex with me. You see what I'm saying? Like that's how, nice guys think. You understand what I'm saying? Exactly. He says straight line versus scribble scrabble. Exactly. The dudes are the straight line. The women are the scribble scrabble. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is that guys think that if they done all these things and they put in all of this effort, that they're expecting this to happen with the woman. That's not how it works. Women are about how they feel. Do you understand what I'm saying? So women's style is no style. They have no style. There's no rhyme or reason. It's how I feel in the moment. It's how they feel in a moment. But see, this is why it's important. For example, when you're, you men out there, it's important why you have to have structure. You understand? Because what it is that you can't go based on the whims of the woman. You still have to have the structure, right? So what happens is that the woman, if she wants to stay in the situation, she still has to adhere to the structure, right? So this is why you got to understand that women, even though they feel a certain way, women still choose what they do. I'm gonna say that again. I don't want this to go past your head. Even though women feel a certain way, women still choose what action they take, right? So what will happen is sometimes a woman, what she'll do is she'll feel a certain way and she'll go based on how she feels and just do that, right? But when she's interacting with a man, what she's doing is that she may feel a certain way. She may want to go with the feeling, but then because she wants to keep the man, she's going to feel the feeling, but go in the direction of the man, right? An example of this is, for example, when women have a job, right? A woman has a job. She works 9 to 5, right? She may wake up one morning and not feel like going to work. She may be in a certain mood, but guess what she's going to do? She's going to get dressed and she's going to take her ass to work. Why? Because even though she feels a certain way, she's trying to get that money. So what happens is when a woman is dealing with a man and she feels a certain way, she's still going to do what that man wants her to do. Why? Because she still wants to stay with that man. Now, check this out. If a woman feels a certain way and disregards what you want to do, what is that saying? That's saying she's going with the feeling instead of you. And if she's going with the feeling instead of you, guess what that means? That means she's not feeling you like that. She knows she doesn't like you like that. She doesn't have high interest in you like that. Because what she's saying is, fuck what you want. I feel this way, so I'm going to go with that. Because how I feel and how I want to move now is more important than you. That's how they're thinking. You understand? So they're essentially saying, I feel this way. I could follow your lead, but I'm not, because I'm not that into you. So because I'm not that into you, I'm just going to go with how I feel. You see what I'm saying? Because if women just went based on how they feel all the time, it'd be impossible for women to hold down a job. It'll be impossible. It'll be impossible for a woman to be a mother. It'll be impossible. You see what I'm saying? So understand, as emotional as women get, they still choose the action they take, even if they're feeling a certain way. Understand that we just give women more leeway to go based on how they feel, because most guys are betas and most guys will be okay with just women doing whatever they want to do based on how they feel, and they'll still accept the woman. They'll still keep her on the team. They'll still date her and do whatever. So women have more leeway to basically take action based on how they feel, just based on society. But at the end of the day, women still, based on how they feel, can take action in a different direction if it benefits her. So you have to have this understanding. So what you don't want to do is you don't want to be the type of guy who a woman feels like you're still going to be there, even though she is basically disrespecting you based on her being in the mood. You understand? Because women will do that. Oh, they think because they're in the mood, it doesn't count. You understand? Like I had an ex-girlfriend like that in the past where she would do some like weird, disrespectful shit because she was all in the mood. And then she was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I was just upset. And she thought it was okay. But the thing was, it was partly my fault because I was allowing that to sort of like happen because I'm like, yeah, she's a chick, she's just in her feelings and all that other stuff. Now, understand this. It's okay for a woman to be in her feelings, and it's okay for that woman to take action based on how she's feeling. The problem is, though, is that if she takes it out on you, that's the problem. So meaning, let's say a girl is in her feelings and she's upset and she curses you out. Do you understand what I'm saying? That's not good. So if she's in her feelings and she curses you out, that's not good. But if she's in her feelings and she kind of goes off to the side and she pouts a little bit and she's just over there, in her feelings, hey, that's all good. She could do what she got to do. You understand? But understand that if the woman curses you out based on her being in her feelings, right? She knows exactly what she's doing. You understand? She's not out of control. She's actually in control. She's just choosing to curse you out because she knows after she curses you out, you're still going to be there and you're still going to date her and you're still going to fuck her and you're still going to take her on. That's why she does it. You understand? See, the reason why the girl won't go to work and curse out her boss because she know her boss would fire her ass. You see what I'm saying? So don't let women manipulate you with the feelings. Don't let them manipulate you with the feelings. But again, this goes back to what we're talking about with expectations. Because what happens is that you're in a situation where you're expecting the woman to respect you, But she could be, let's say, for example, she was really attracted to you. She liked you. She respected you for the first, a few months. Y'all were seeing each other. And then all of a sudden, for whatever reason, she don't really like you as much. For I don't know what happened. Like, you might have said or did something, or another dude came in a situation, or whatever the fuck it is. But for whatever reason, she's not really feeling you as much as she did. Now that she's in a mood, she's like, oh, well, you know what? Fuck you, nigga. I'm going to be super disrespectful to you. Right? Because for whatever reason, her views on you change. So now she's like, she don't care about disrespecting you. But you expected her to keep respecting you because she was respecting you the past 3 months. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Don't have any, because remember, any of the situations can happen. The woman who's feeling you today, who loves you today, who's respecting you today, could tomorrow, just like that, not be feeling you and disrespect you. All situations can happen. You understand? So don't have any expectation of any one particular thing to happen. You see what I'm saying? It's really that serious. Let me see what some more of these questions are saying that we got here. Where was we at? Hold on. You said, is it me or do you sometimes hope they flake? I mean, I've had those situations sometimes, because sometimes what happens is, so you set a date and the day the dates come in, and for whatever reason you and some, ended up having a lot of other shit that needed to happen that you didn't realize, or you woke up and, early, didn't get that much sleep, you tired, you're like, man, I hope this shit, I'm gonna text her, I hope she say she can't make it. And sometimes you're like, yes, this chick fucking didn't come through, this is great, so I ain't gotta, go through and fuck with that shit. You understand what I'm saying? Because see, if you're a man, bitch ass niggas they gonna flake. Like, I don't understand niggas that flake. That's the weirdest shit ever. Like, dudes should not be flaking on dates. That's crazy. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I've heard dudes say, yo, just flake on. No, you don't flake on the date. You understand what I'm saying? If you tell the chick you're going on the date, go on the fucking date. You understand? Even if you don't feel like it, because the day may come up, the day is coming up, it's Friday evening, whatever. You're like, damn, I don't even feel like going out today. But you told her we going on this date, so go on the fucking date. You understand what I'm saying? But sometimes you may, not feel like it and shit when the day comes, and then the girl hits you up, hey, I'm so sorry I can't make it tonight, and you're like, yes, because I didn't even feel like going outside. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even feel like going. You said, how about expect the unexpected? I mean, you could. You understand what I'm saying? Or, or you can just basically, because see, this is the thing. Even with the whole concept of expect the unexpected, when you accept everything, nothing is really unexpected, because your mindset is, I accept all things. I expect all things if I'm going to expect anything. So either you're having zero expectations or you expect all things. It's all the same. You see what I'm saying? It's all the same thing. So you said, so you would say that there's a certain amount of intelligence required to be competent at the game. Well, this is the thing. It's really just about understanding yourself. That's what the game is about. It's about understanding yourself. And the more you understand yourself, the more you understand a bunch of other things. You understand what I'm saying? The more experience you have, the more you see how much things are connected. You see what I'm saying? Like for example, what do you guys think that, for example, what do you guys think that I got the understanding of high, medium, or low interest when it comes to dealing with women, right? See, a lot of it is patterns, observations, and also understanding myself in certain situations. Because what happened is that I used to be confused and be like, damn, why is it that, certain women, it seems easy, then certain women, it just seems like they're pulling teeth trying to fuck with them. And certain women is just like, kind of all over the place or whatever. Then what happened was, when I was seeing women and dating women, I realized, oh shit, this woman I have high interest in. This woman, I'm kind of like, she's, and then this other woman, I'm not really feeling like that. So then I notice, my desire to interact with this woman is higher than this next woman, and it's lower with this next woman. So it's the same thing. So I remember I was on a date with this chick, very pretty chick. Kind of on a slimmer side. I like mine's a little more thick. I prefer the thicker ones, but she's pretty chick, pretty cool chick, whatever. And we talking, and I swear I remember the moment it hit me. I was like, this is, because I'm talking to her, and the entire time I'm talking to her, I was having a conversation with myself like, would I smash? I don't know. She's okay. You know what? I probably smashed once, but I don't know. She aight, but I don't know. Would I? And I'm looking at her and I'm like, yeah, she cool, but I don't know. And it's like, I'm going through this back and forth, like I'm attracted to her, but I'm not that attracted to her, but I would smash, but I'm not like excited to smash. And I'm just like, why do I feel this way with this chick? And I remember saying to myself, oh, this is how women feel when they're dating guys that they're not that into. I was like, so when a woman is wishy-washy, when you're trying to make something happen with her, this is what she's experiencing. When you're trying to smash a chick and she's like, let's wait, this is what she's experiencing. She's like, he's okay. Just like I was looking at this chick, like I was like, oh, she's all right, but I'm not. Like I'm like, she's okay. I can take it or leave it, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, this is medium interest. I'm not highly interested in this woman. You understand what I'm saying? There's too much negotiating in my mind with this woman. There's too much negotiating. It's not a hard yes. But it's not a no, but it's not a hard yes. It's like it's in the middle. You understand what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, when you're on the other end, when you're on the opposite end, when you are talking to a woman, you're like, damn, why this chick took 2 days to get back to me? It's because she got medium interest. Why this chick talking about we need to get to know each other more and talk more? Because she got medium interest. She's still trying to figure out, like, do I really like this? I don't know. He's all right. You see what I'm saying? But then when it's high interest, you understand? You talking to a chick, you're like, God damn. Listen, it's a whole different energy. So when a woman has high interest in you, it's a whole different energy. See, what happens is that a lot of you guys, unfortunately, have been taught or think that women don't like you. So you think that it's normal for women to have medium interest, and the pickup artists are teaching you, bro, you just got to build more attraction. you got to build more attraction, bro. You got to pass her shit tests, go through her last minute resistance. You just got to do that, man. You know what I'm saying? But what you didn't realize was, oh, this girl is not highly sexually attracted to me, which is why it's feeling I'm feeling this friction. I'm feeling this like, this energy it's not really smooth right now. You understand what I'm saying? It's not smooth. Crazy. Let me see what other questions. You said, can't that be counterproductive? We learn the game, believe high in ourselves, but don't expect women to recognize a top guy in the game. But then we have reassure her if she feel insecure to us. What? I don't understand. I don't understand what you're talking about, Vernon. You got to call up. So the first part where you're saying, believe high value yourself, but don't expect women to recognize a top guy in the game. No. So basically what I'm saying is this, what I saw earlier, is that if you're attractive, you understand what I'm saying? Then you're going to have women who are attracted to you. You understand what I'm saying? But on the flip side, you're also going to have women who are not attracted to you. You see what I'm saying? So all outcomes could happen. So even when you're that guy, understand you are still not that guy to other women. This is why we say the game is not about women. You see what I mean? So if you're judging if you're that guy based on how women respond to you, then you're going to be disappointed when you're talking to a woman who doesn't see you as that guy. Right? But when you understand you are that guy, you recognize the women who recognize you're that guy, which is you are that guy to them. But all outcomes happen. You understand what I'm saying? So, see, the thing is this, right? See, the reason why I'm talking about having zero expectations is because what happens is that, see, a lot of times when you get used to a certain thing or you're expecting a certain thing to happen, the reason why you have that expectation is because you sort of feel like you're entitled to a certain thing. You understand? You feel like it's already a foregone conclusion that this is supposed to happen because of that. But what you don't understand is that there's all these variables that can create a situation to where that thing does not happen, right? See, I'm sure, for example, a lot of you expect to wake up tomorrow, but guess what? It could not happen. You see what I'm saying? I hope it does. But what I'm saying is that I'm sure when you went to sleep last night, you expected to wake up this morning. Now you did. You did wake up this morning because you're watching me right now where you're experiencing this, right? But understand that you also could have not woken up. That's what I'm trying to tell you to understand. So the thing is that when you have no expectation, you're not going to be like, well, if you have zero expectation, what's going to happen? You're going to say, you know what? Maybe I should do the thing today because I could wake up tomorrow or I could not. You see what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. So you could have zero expectations, or you could understand that all outcomes are possible, and that's what you can expect, all outcomes. You expect the possibility of all outcomes happening. Do you see what I'm saying? That's what we're talking about. So the thing is that, unfortunately, when it comes to expectations, a lot of people, they expect one thing without the other. You understand? They expect one thing to happen and they disregard the other thing. So I'm saying if you're going to have expectations, expect all outcomes, accept all outcomes. You see what I'm saying? But you can also say, have zero expectations, saying, hey, I'm not expecting anything. And then whatever happens, I accept it. That's it. You know what I mean? So this says, people come and go, but I realize that I'm still here and that whatever happens, happens. Not everyone is going to like you, and you can't make any woman or convince women to like you. That's a fact. Exactly. That's a fact. That's a fact. So this says, so what you were saying is don't be connected to an expectation, create a possibility. Well, yeah, that's the thing. You don't want to be holding on to expecting a particular thing, right? What you want to do is you want to be open to all possibilities of what could happen. Because when you're open to all possibilities of what could happen, right, then what you're saying is that I accept everything that could happen. Because a lot of times what's stopping you guys from, taking action is because y'all are expecting, in a lot of cases, the thing you don't want to happen. You see what I'm saying? That's what you're expecting. You're like, oh, I want to approach that girl, but your expectation is she's going to reject you. But the possibilities are she could reject you or she could say yes. So if you have no expectation, right, you go in with understanding, hey, anything could happen. And so you're more open to doing that particular situation, doing that, taking that action and doing that thing versus having an expectation that she's going to say no. You understand? Because that's what usually the expectation is, right? And then you feel in some type of way. You see what I'm saying? This says, would it look weak to hit up a woman that you smashed 7 months ago if she haven't text or call you first? Well, you got to ask yourself, Zero, right? Is why are you thinking about or worrying about a woman that you smashed 7 months ago? Like, shouldn't there be new women in your life? Shouldn't you be out here talking to a lot of different new chicks and get shit popping with new women? So a lot of times the reason why you want to hit up a chick that you smashed, months ago is usually because like you don't have any other chicks that you're dealing with. Because usually what happens is that when you're thinking about all of those other chicks in the past, sometimes it's because, let's say, you're in a drought, or you might have had sex with that chick one time, you liked it, and then it fizzled out. So you're thinking, or you are reminiscing on that particular situation happening. You feel what I mean? And you want to keep moving forward. Now, the thing is this: if you want to hit her up, ain't no wrong with hitting her up. Just you can hit her up and see. What I'm saying is that you want to get rid of that mentality of trying to, dig back into the past and try to make something happen. Now, if she was to hit you up, you understand what I'm saying? And you was just like, hey, whatever, come through and all that, that's a different story. But you dwelling on it or just thinking about her, that means that you're not living in the moment. You're not here right now and, meeting other women. So I would suggest to focus more on meeting other women. You see what I'm saying? Instead of trying to, get this chick back. You know what I'm saying? It says, what if she's your child's mother and curses you out? Oh, that means you fucked up then. That means you fucked up. That means you fucked up, man. Cause, you shouldn't be having kids with chicks you ain't vet. You know what I'm saying? And let's say you did vet her, she was all on point all that time, and now all of a sudden she start cursing you out, then you got to keep that shit pushing. Take care of your kid, but you got to drop her. That's what it is. It says, I hear people say it's someone for everyone, but I feel doomed and hopeless and mental solution to get through this. Pete, you need to get coaching. Like, you need to hit the same thing Miles said the other day. You got to hit us up on the back end, get some coaching, fam. Get some coaching. It says, do you believe the spiritual bullshit people say that we all signed a contract before coming to Earth to raise its vibration? He said the spiritual bullshit. Well, this is the thing. I don't know about, raising Earth's vibration and all that, but I do believe that we're all connected and it's all one thing. You feel what I'm saying? But that's a whole nother story. That's something I'll talk about on the other channel or whatever. It says, how do you set boundaries without coming off as insecure? So the thing is that a lot of times you come off insecure when you set boundaries that basically display insecurity. So the boundaries should be basically about, so I'll give you a perfect example. Like sometimes dudes will set boundaries and say, oh, well, I don't want you going out to the club with your friends. You understand what I'm saying? But the reason why you're saying that is because you're scared that, other dudes are going to holler at your girl and try to buy her drinks and flirt with her. You see what I'm saying? So that's rooted in insecurity because you are worried about your girl leaving you for somebody else or somebody else talking to your girl. You see what I'm saying? But a boundary could be something like, hey, like, I don't want you cursing me out or talking to me in a disrespectful tone because, I want respect in this house and I want you to respect me if we're going to be together. Right. So that's not anything with insecurity. That's more so about respect. So you got to say, is the boundary about respecting or is it deep-rooted insecurities within the boundaries that you have? You feel what I'm saying? So that's what it's about. But listen, man, we about to wrap this up in a minute, man. Make sure that you guys go to shoplocario.com. Make sure you guys go to badboymembership.com, cunninghamelements.com. Also, make sure that you guys go to masculineidentitymembership.com, Go to all the .coms and get that shit cracking. Make sure you tune in tomorrow for the Real Game No Theory show with myself, K Zaggin, 1950, Steve, and Miles. So make sure you guys do that. Get that going. Yeah, man. So make sure you guys get that cracking. So yeah, man, that is pretty much it, man. So I will holler at you guys later. And remember, people, the truth is inside you. I'm out of here. Peace. Now, before you go, click the link below and go to badboymembership.com. Now, badboymembership.com is a place where you go to get 45 through 90-minute audio and video dating advice tutorials every month. Listen, I know you're tired of being rejected. Go to badboymembership.com. I know you're tired of being afraid to approach women. Go to badboymembership.com. I know you're tired of not getting the women that you want. Go to badboymembership.com. Listen, I know you're tired of being alone on a Friday night. Go to badboymembership.com. Now picture this. You'll go from not getting what you want when it comes to you dealing with women to actually getting what you want, to being the guy women want to be with, women want to date, women want to have sex with. All you need to do is go to badboymembership.com, follow the steps, learn the game, implement the game, and then you will get the woman you want. Make sure you go to badboymembership.com today. Click the link below. Get the new audio program, What Men Wish They Knew About Women. Hidden gems about dating you don't know, but should, by Mr. Locario and April MC. Go to shoplocario.com right now to get your copy today.
And then, yeah, I had my consultation with April and Locario this past Saturday, which
Nice.
And it was funny because I already had dates lined up before the consultation, and then after, it just like within day, like it's just like I haven't even gotten like the new photos they suggested me to get yet, but just like all the game they gave me in that I implemented, it's just like skyrocketed within a day. So it's like
how many matches did you go to?
I went from getting like, I want to say like max 4 matches a day to like 10.
10 a day. Shit.
10 a day. Yeah.
That's crazy.
And so like I'm booked 4 weeks out date wise right now.
Damn.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we know that there could be flakes and shit, but they're getting replaced as time goes on. So
well, and yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So, yeah, everyone needs to get that shit. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Like don't.
It's like a mini coaching session.
I'm trying to bro. It was so April, bro. Like that is the most gamed up chick alive. You know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy. like I'm like, how do you know me this well? Like it's just wild, man. So yeah, shout out to them, man.
Yo, shout out to April and Locario, man. Facts, man.
Step up your game and go to shoplocario.com. That is the place where you can get my books, audio, and video programs in one place. All you got to do is type in shoplocario.com and step up your game today. Game Kings 2, the definition of man, is out right now. Click the link below or go straight to masculineidentity.com to get your copy today. Click the links below to get private one-on-one coaching sessions with Mr. Locario or Miles Cunningham to step up your game. These coaching sessions are designed to help you with your specific needs in the dating game. So make sure you click the links below right now so that you can step up your game today.
Because Locario, in my opinion, is the best dating coach on YouTube or whatever the fuck. Everything he says, ambulance. Everything he says, I have nothing against him.